Hello, my dear students. We are going to study the chapter Acids, Bases, and Salts of Class 10 Chemistry. So, what are the topics we are going to discuss here? That is the introduction of acids and bases. We are going to study here the general properties of acids and bases, and also how do we indicate the presence of acids and bases using different indicators. Then we are going to study chemical properties of acids and bases. In that particularly we are going to study the reaction of acids and bases with metals, then reaction of acids and bases with metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates, then the reaction of acids and bases with each other, that is neutralization reactions, then reaction of acids with metal oxides and bases with non-metal oxides. Also, we are going to study the behavior of acids and bases when they are dissolved in water. Again, we are going to learn about the strength of acids and bases. Also, we are going to study how the strength of acids and bases can be found out using the pH scale and importance of pH in everyday life, which is very important from the examination point of view. Then we are going to study about the salts, pH of salts, and also preparation of some industrially important chemicals from common salt, that is sodium chloride. Let's get started. We have learned about some basics of acids and bases in the grade 7. What do we know about acids? They are sour in taste. They turn blue litmus to red color. What do we mean by the term acid then? The term acid is derived from the Latin word acidus, which means sour. There are many vegetables and fruits which we eat. They are sour in taste because they all contain acids. For example, lemon, tamarind, tomato, oranges, they taste sour because they contain acid. Any substance that tastes sour contains an acid. For example, lemon juice, tomato, vinegar, they all contain acid. This is about the natural sources of acids. Acids are also available which are extracted from the mineral sources like hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, etc. Based on the sources, the acids are categorized into organic acids and mineral acids. Usually, these organic acids are extracted from the plants and animal sources. These mineral acids are extracted from the mineral sources. These can also be prepared in the laboratory. Usually, organic acids are weak acids and mineral acids are strong acid. As I said earlier, the substance which taste sour in taste, they contain acid. Yes, of course, but we cannot taste mineral acids. They are highly corrosive, which means it will damage our skin even we touch it with our bare hands. As we know, there are many examples of organic acids which are extracted from plants and animals. And the examples include the acids which are present in lemon, tomatoes, oranges, curd. These can be termed as organic acids as they are extracted from plants and animal sources. Lactic acid, which is present in curd, tartaric acid, which is present in tamarind, citric acid, which is present in oranges and lemons. These are some of the examples of organic acid. Then, what about mineral acids? Hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, etc. These are some of the mineral acids. This categorization of acids is based on the source from which they are obtained. Then, let's revise some of the common properties of acids here. Acids are sour in taste, and acids dissolve in water to make a solution that turn blue litmus to red color. Litmus is nothing but it is an indicator. which is used to test the presence of acid or base. As you have already learned, blue litmus will turn to red color in presence of acid, and red litmus will turn to blue color in case of base. When you take the acidic solution and test it with the blue litmus, it will turn to red color. And when you take the basic solution and test it with the red litmus, it will turn to blue color. As I said earlier, we cannot taste all the substances, and especially these mineral acids are highly corrosive in nature. So we will use the indicator to test the presence of acids and bases. Then acid reacts with bases to form salt and water. This is called as neutralization reaction. You have seen the example in grade 7, that is hydrochloric acid reacts with the base sodium hydroxide to form salt, sodium chloride and water. This is the neutralization reaction. We will again study the details of this neutralization reaction in the upcoming part. Now, solution of acids in water conduct electricity, because when the acids are dissolved in water, they form H plus ions, because acids produce H plus ions and respective anions. Because of that, they will conduct electricity. We know that in order to conduct the electricity, there should be presence of either free moving electrons or free moving ions, that is mobile ions. As the acids produces H plus ions and respective anions in water, they will conduct electricity. The acidic solutions conduct electricity. Then let's have a look towards some of the naturally occurring acids here. Vinegar, which we use for cooking, has acetic acid. Then orange fruit contains citric acid. Tamarind contains tartaric acid. Tomato contains oxalic acid. Curd contains lactic acid. And sting contains methanoic acid. Also, the nettle sting, whose leaves contain methanoic acid. This is about some of the naturally occurring acids and their source. Let's understand about the bases. In simple terms, bases are soapy to touch and they are bitter in taste. We will come to the clear definition of bases a little bit later. As of now, we know some of the common properties of bases, which you have learnt in your earlier classes also. What are they? Let's see here. The solutions of bases in water are soapy to touch and they are bitter in taste. The soaps which we use for cleaning purposes in our homes contain bases, because of which they are slippery to touch, and also these bases are bitter in taste. This is one of the common properties of bases. Also, bases turn red litmus to blue color. As we have seen earlier, litmus is an indicator to test the presence of acid or bases. When you take the red litmus paper and dip it in the basic solution, it will turn to blue color. Yes? Then, bases react with acid to form salt and water. As we have seen earlier, both the acids and bases react with each other to form salt and water, which we call it as neutralization reaction. Then, some bases are soluble in water and conducts electricity, because bases will produce ions when they are dissolved in water. For example, KOH, which is potassium hydroxide. The aqueous solution of potassium hydroxide will produce K plus ions and OH minus ions. The basic property is mainly due to the presence of this OH minus ions. We will learn about the solutions of acids and bases in the later part also. Now remember, these bases conduct electricity due to the formation of ions in water. As acids are corrosive in nature, in the same way bases are also corrosive in nature. Sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, these are highly corrosive. This is some of the introduction about bases. There are different examples for bases like magnesium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, etc. Now, let's learn about the indicators. Indicators, as the name itself suggests, these are used to test the presence of acids or bases. Acid base indicators show the presence of acid or base in a solution by showing the color change. Whenever you take a particular solution and test it with the indicator, it will change its color in particular acid or base solution. We have three group of indicators: natural indicators, synthetic indicators and olfactory indicators. Let's see the details of these indicators here. Natural indicators are generally found in nature. They are mostly derived from the plant sources. Example, as we have seen this earlier also, it's a purple color dye. This litmus is extracted from lichen plant, which belongs to the Calophyta family. There is availability of blue and red litmus solutions, which are prepared from the two different varieties of lichen. Litmus indicator is available in the form of solution and also in the form of red and blue paper strips. You can see it in your laboratory also. And there are many other natural indicators like red cabbage leaves, turmeric, colored petals of some flowers such as hydrangea, petunia and geranium. These are all mentioned in your syllabus also, so it's good to remember these names here. Then let's see the color change of these natural indicators in acidic solution and basic solution. Red litmus. When you take red litmus paper and test it with the acidic solution, it will show no color change. Whereas in case of basic solution, it will turn blue color. Red litmus will turn blue color in basic solution. Then when you take blue litmus paper and test it with the acidic solution, it will turn to red color. But it shows no color change in basic solution. Turmeric is another kind of natural indicator. It will show no color change in acidic solution, but it will turn bright red in basic solution. You can also test it in your home. Take a pinch of turmeric powder and put it on the wet soap which we use for cleaning purposes. It will turn to red color. The soap should be moist. Yes, it will turn to red color, that is bright red color, because soap contain bases. Yes, then China rose. We can prepare the China rose indicator by soaking some petals of China rose in warm water for 2 or 3 hours. We will get the solution of China rose indicator. Actually, it is red in color. When you test it with the acidic solution, the color will changes to deep pink, that is magenta color. And when you test it with the basic solution, this China rose indicator will change to green color in case of basic solution. Then red cabbage, it is also used as an indicator. Here the color will change to red color in case of acidic solution, whereas the color changes to blue green in case of basic solution. This is about the color change of some natural indicators in acidic solution and basic solution. Now let's see towards the synthetic indicators. These indicators are prepared in the laboratory. There are many synthetic indicators which we use in our laboratory. The most commonly used indicators, that is synthetic indicators, are phenolphthalein and methyl orange. These are commonly used synthetic indicators. Phenolphthalein is a colorless compound. How do we use this indicator? An alcoholic solution of phenolphthalein is used as an indicator. Remember, phenolphthalein indicator is colorless in acidic solution, but it turns pink in basic solution. Originally, it is a colorless compound and it remains colorless in case of acidic solution, but it turns to pink color in basic solution. Then what about methyl orange? It is orange in color as the name itself suggests. Then we prepare this methyl orange indicator by dissolving a small amount of solid methyl orange in hot water, and it is filtered. The solution that we get is used as an indicator. We turn red orange in acidic solution and it turns yellow in basic solution. You have to remember some of the important indicators and their color change. Now we are going to see special kind of indicators, that is olfactory indicators. These indicators will show the presence of acid or base not by change in color but by change in smell. This is the speciality of olfactory indicators. These will indicate the presence of acid or base by change in smell. We have different examples for that. Vanilla extract is a kind of olfactory indicators. It is having a very pleasant smell. You might have felt that. Yes, and it retains its pleasant smell in an acidic medium. What happens? But it becomes odorless in basic medium. This is how this vanilla extract can be used to indicate the presence of acid or base by change in its smell. In the same way, clove oil, it will retain its aroma in acidic medium, but it will lose its smell in basic medium. In this way, olfactory indicators are used to check whether a given solution is a acidic or basic by observing the smell change. You have to remember the definition of these olfactory indicators and examples as well.